Welcome back, Nuggets. I hope that everyone can hear me. Welcome to yet another dev stream. That's the second one this week. I found some time to work on the game and I thought, why not while I'm working on the game, stream as well? Just to get used to things. So welcome everybody. Grab a cup of tea, grab a cup of coffee, if it's the right time of day for you there, or why not? I had a coffee as well. So today we're gonna be doing something different than we were doing last stream. Last stream we were working on the grapple. I actually tweaked it a little bit off stream, changed a couple of things. Let's have a look where we left it so we can sort of, for today, close that topic. So I'm here in Unity. I think my sound is way up. Let's turn it down a bit. Is there any sound? All right. Oh, it's way too loud. I hope everyone can hear everything just fine, and if it's not, then let me know. Again, same as with last stream, just come on in, come hang out, drop your questions in the chat. I'll be looking at the chat every once in a while and answering some of your questions. All right. So for the grapple hook, as you can see, I added some additional effects and I did some tweaking on how it hits stuff, and I must say it is actually rather spicy at this moment, and it works actually really way better than expected. But as it is with making games and with, being a solo dev, I guess, while I was working on the grapple and on some other upgrades, I got some doubt back into my mind and into the back of my mind, and it was actually concerning with how I am doing upgrades right now and how we're doing progress within the game. So for those of you who have not been following my devlogs or are new to the channel, if you're watching and you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in or watching this stream later as I be putting it up. So this is an enemy, and when we kill this enemy, it drops some materials for us. And there's actually some more material right here. I need to get at least 10 to make this work. All right. Let me move out of range of that enemy. Let me stand right here. Okay, so at this point I have 21 material, scrap, or whatever. And in what is now, at this moment, the parts menu. Hey, welcome everybody. I see the chat coming alive. Welcome. So what I was saying, you gather material by killing enemies, and then you have this parts menu, and you can actually buy these parts, and some of these parts also give you an upgrade. So I buy this, and now when I hold down the attack button, I have an EMP shock, which is pretty cool. This one's actually in also very much VIP. So when I blast it next to some enemies, they get stunned. And they don't attack, and I can kill them, which is rather nice. The other thing which this parts menu does is it is actually also the main progression system of the game. So the story for Wrenched is that you need to save your brother, and you need to save your brother by crafting 12 parts, which are the 12 parts that you see here on screen. But these parts also sort of give you upgrades. At first I thought it was actually kind of smart, smart to do it all in one, not to have multiple systems. but it sort of started rubbing me the wrong way. I think I talked about this in my devlogs previously. I always like things I always like things to at least make sort of sense, and so I could in some way justify the fact that when you craft a part, you need to help your brother, that you could use it in the meantime, that it sort of perhaps had like a connection to your wrench sword, or that it had some sort of connection to yourself. But then when I started working on the grappling hook, I was like, all right, but so is one part like a grappling hook, or does it give you a grapple hook, or how does that how does that work? And so it sort of got me into some trouble, or at least trouble in my mind, sort of making things right. And then I started thinking about like traditional skill trees and stuff like that, and I was like, perhaps I should separate the two and go back in time a little bit. For those that have seen the earlier devlogs, when I started the project, I had a similar system to collecting 12 parts. That has always been part of the game, but the bosses would drop those parts and you would find some of those parts in the world. And I actually want to move back to that system. So let me open up Photoshop for you. Can you see with me on that side? I will move my self. Oh, need to move the other way. Move myself to the other side. So this is what it sort of looks like, or at least in my designs right now. So this is both in one, right? So this is the main progression system, crafting the 12 parts. And when you've crafted the 12 parts, you can go back, save your brother, and finish the game. But while crafting these parts, you also get upgrades. And so what I actually want to do, and what I want to start on today, during the stream, is separate the two things. So separate the upgrades from the main progression. Here would be sort of what I'm going to start with as a new design for the upgrade system. So you sort of upgrade your wrench sword. I guess that would be cool. And it will give you new attacks, new abilities. It will alter your speed, I guess by becoming lighter or stuff like that. But all the upgrades will be in this system. And it will be a more traditional skill tree-like thing. So once you've purchased this one, it unlocks the two skills that, or whatever skill it has an arrow to. So in this case, these two. This one will unlock only this one. Once you've purchased this one, it will unlock that one, and so forth, and so forth. And it will still cost the material. So you kill your enemies, gather material, and with the material you can do upgrades. Then I'll add a new screen, which is what we're going to do today, for parts. So bosses will just drop parts. Perhaps some parts that you need to find for your brother are hidden or at secret locations or things like that. And you have just an extra screen with an overview of everything that you have collected. And a percentage right here, which of course also corresponds to the percentage on the save slots that I added recently. So that is what we're going to do. Adding a glider. Oh, there actually is a glider in the game. Didn't you know? Oh. But it's also very much work in progress, just as the grapple hook. Ooh, that tea is hot. Whoo! Okay. So let's start by altering the main menu. Let's just start there. So what we have right here. Also, by the by, I have a new camera set up. I don't know if you guys can notice, but my camera's way up. I have actually a light here. Oh, I'm feeling like a real streamer. All right. So actually what we have right now is we have this pause menu. We have as of now, the parts menu, which we will transform later to the skills menu or upgrades menu. Leave in the comments what you would call it. Skills, upgrades, upgrades? I'm guessing upgrades, although some of them are skills, but skills could still be upgrades. I don't know. We have an inventory system, which we will duplicate to sort of make the collectibles menu, because the collectibles menu actually doesn't really have any functionality other than displaying how much collectibles you have and how far you are. And I guess the last part that you collect will be sort of special and will transition you within the story to finishing the game. And we have, of course, the quest menu. So we need to add one extra menu, which will be a copy of the inventory. So let's go and do that. I'm actually looking right now at the top bar. We will need a new icon, which I hadn't made yet. We might need to stretch it out a little bit. I'm not really sure if it will fit. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Let's get cracking. Oh, Green Fox, it's tech tree. That actually sounds pretty cool. A tech tree. Tech tree. All right. Oh, I'm gonna do my favorite thing on stream, making UI. So at this point, all my UI is in one big canvas, but I'm actually thinking about sort of ripping it apart at some point, but well, you know, oh wait, it is the menu actually. So here we have top bar, we need to adjust that one. Then we have an inventory, quest log, parts menu, and a boss menu. And these are all, let me enlarge it a little bit. These all have scripts which manage everything inside of them. So we'll need a new one, but we'll need a copy of the inventory. Whoa, I don't know why it zoomed in. And we'll call this, I'm speaking Dutch, benoemen dit. We'll call this, this one actually becomes the parts menu, but we'll call it parts overview. For now, it doesn't need an inventory menu, though we'll copy that script because it has the basic functionality of moving it, like selecting and viewing the grid and stuff like that. Ellen gives us a story prompt. There is actually a little bit more to the story than I let on in my devlogs and I've talked about, but I also, like, at what point do you, I don't want to spoil everything, right? Like there are a couple of twists that I'm playing with, which I would like to see play out. All right, parts overview. Let's do it like that. Then in the top menu, we add a new one right here. So these buttons are actually a layout group, so you can space them and play with them. I'm going to put them a little bit closer together since you don't necessarily have to press them anyway. Like, you don't have to navigate with them, it's just buttons. Overview. And now it always is like, where does that one go? So first of the menu, then you want your, we can rename this one. I like the tech tree. I'll call it tech tree. I think the icon for the tech tree is pretty okay. Then a gear for the inventory. I actually want to make a backpack icon for that one. But let's leave it like this for now. Yeah, you might actually want to, oh wait, how is this done? separate elements. Oh, why is it not scaling? That's weird. That is weird. I thought Unity as well. Wow, it does do it like that. I'll give everything a little bit more space. These get stretched a little bit. Don't really mind about that. Alright, so these buttons, will space them out a little bit more. Yeah, that's looking good. Alright, so now we have to go to the... Where is my menu? Here is my menu. Alright, let's dive into some code. The way... Let's shift to the other guy. Yeah, gears with settings. Yeah. So the way I set up the menu, it's not the best way. It is very rigid. And it is very much hard-coded, but for now, I guess it's fine. We need to add the parts overview. So we have an icon for that, which is the top bar. And we have a serialized field, private, game object, parts overview, menu, which is the actual menu. Yeah, we need to. So here is a parts menu, but we'll make select previous menu. Menu, and we'll make two functions. One to open the menu. Open parts overview menu. And one to close it. Alright, so this is going to be a problem because we don't have that yet. Here, let's say the parts overview icon needs to be set to active, and the parts overview menu. So we need to change this. Oh, that needs to be the menu. Now, just to be safe, we'll close the menu because I like to have all my layers on in Unity because, you know, it's easier to navigate, see things. I'm going to do it like that. Yep. Now we need to... So the way I did the icons on top here, it's rather dirty. I just basically have two sprites which I toggle when you select the menu. So we need to actually drop in the icon here. So that is in the top navigation in the button, the parts overview. I think this one, but we'll rename this one. Parts overview selected. I think that is, yeah, it's the selected. And then right over here, we'll drag the parts overview menu. And since it is now the inventory and has the exact same function as the inventory, it should, on all accounts, work, which it doesn't because it stays open. Oh, wait, I know what happened. Yes. Yes. Close parts overview menu. True, false. Yes. So this is the hard-coded part. I have now 4 menus, which is rather dirty. And selecting a menu, there is definitely a better way doing this, but you know, at some point you just have to. So I have to close this, close this, close this. this. Then I have to add another case when I want to select menu 4, which is actually this one. So I have to close the quest log if it's open. And what's on the line? Wow. And I want to open the parts menu. Now it should work. Let's check it out. Check it out. So right away we shouldn't see the menu, which is good. And it actually works. So now I have added a new screen. Right. That is step 1 complete. Let us do some arting. Let's make a new icon. Let's just make it right here, which is this one. Ooh, right. My Photoshop definitely doesn't like this document because it's way too big. Let's make a backpack icon, and we'll just, my mic is right in front of the new layer button. We'll just wing it. We'll wing it. I think these icons do sort of have a general height. I find it really weird. It doesn't snap anymore. It says it snaps, and it snaps to everything. Why doesn't it snap? It's okay. Yes, and nobody is saying that I shouldn't close every menu, and basically because it is just a list. When I go to this one, I know for a fact that only the pause menu is open. So I could do like this, but you know, it doesn't really do anything except for make sure that whenever I mess up, everything is going to go just fine. I want to make a backpack, which sort of, no, I don't want any stroke. Looks like Carly's backpack. Let's see if we can make something like that, or at least make something really quick. So I opted for somewhat of a 3D style. This might be too big, actually. We'll see. We'll see. Let's give it a bit of shading. Oh. No, I just want to. Let's change it that one. Like this, and then perhaps we could duplicate this and make it a flap, because like Carly's backpack has like I honestly don't get like the new Photoshop. They switched around how you used to like select things. So like shift select lets you free, or shift transform lets you like freely transform this, but now this is, I don't know, I think there's like a setting for it or something like that, but all of a sudden with a different version everything changed. I want this to be wider. So do I need to, no, I need to let go of shift right now. So I want it to be somewhat like something like this. That's still readable. I think I didn't really I don't like really have a clear. These things are all just like work in progress, right? So I don't really have a clear vision on how everything should look. This might be a little bit too big, and I don't necessarily like the fact that this is colored differently. But perhaps it reads better. So her backpack is like this, right? Hey, welcome to the stream. So her backpack has like these small straps. Ooh, that's looking mighty weird, because obviously these straps would be attached somewhere down here, right? And they would be sheared off. That is looking mighty weird. So then it should be... Ah! Ah! Oh, oh. What was I doing? I'm not sure if this is a good idea. Technically, they are like fastened, like... Wait, what happened? They are fastened like this, right? But this is too much detail, especially if you... Looks kind of funny, though. No. Perhaps this is enough. Not really sure. Should like shrink it and add like the loop that you have around your shoulder strap. It's not a loop, it's a strap, of course. And then of course it should be hollow, so perhaps this could be a stroke. Bit bigger, bit rounder. Wait, why didn't it change color? It does, but it doesn't. Oh, because it's a stroke. Lame. This doesn't read all that well. Don't like that. I don't like that. Perhaps... Oh, wait. Let me try something different. Let's try making like a sort of a buckle right here. Like this. Oh. Perhaps. Oh, you guys hear that sound, of course, rather loud. Something like this. Oh, wait. Just... No, that looks actually rather weird as well. I think it should be... Hey, welcome, Strange Melon. I do think it actually should be like a strap to show that it's a backpack. Let me Google backpack icon real quick. So they have like the loop on top. Oh, they show, of course, the backpack from the... Yeah, right? I shouldn't spend too much time on this, actually. Let's redo the loop really quickly. Let's just make this one a little bit smaller, but it looks like it needs to start at the top, but not per se on the bottom. Let's do it like this. Right. Oh, it's on the outside. Can you change that actually? I don't know. On the inside, yes. It still looks too big, sort of. But if I make it too small, it doesn't read anymore. And I am actually wondering... Well, the width is okay, I guess. Change it up a little. No, shouldn't change it up too much. But now everything has like... a darker color. Wait, which way? How should the shading of this thing be? Shouldn't it be switched around? Because you're looking at it from the side, and this is the front. That is actually what is happening. But it should have some space in between, then it becomes so large. So this shading is better because I had it the other way around. Can I still change this? Oh, only for the white. Ooh, where are we? I think it could work. Could work, could work. No, for this one I should actually do it like this. It's too much shading, I guess. This one it needs, though. Like if you look at the other icon, I don't like it. I don't like it, but I will keep it like this just for time's sake. Otherwise, we'll spend the entire stream fidgeting with... Ah! Where's my document? Oh, it's over there. Fidgeting with a backpack. We'll quick export this. Actually, after long, because you guys saw the icon right there. Oh, I can't show the icon. After long thought, I installed Genshin Impact. I was like, do I want to play that? Do I want to try that? I tend to sink a lot of time in MMOs, if I'm pretty honest. Played Neverwinter very heavily. Yeah, so I only booted it up and it took actually 2 days to install. Let me see. Wait, what are we doing? We are exporting an icon. I have an icon folder right here. Quest icon, we'll call this one. This is actually the new inventory icon. But I don't want to lose the gear because I want to use the gear for the parts menu. So we'll call this inventory new, or inventory icon new, which is a terrible way of doing it, but that's the way I'm rolling right now. Yeah, so for the inventory. Oh wait, so it doesn't show up right here because it now is just a PNG file, but you have to make a sprite of it. So we're going to UI, icons, and here should be inventory item new, which is now just a PNG. So I have to make a sprite. And now Now when we change the inventory icon, we should be able to, oh, it should actually be next to it because it's called the same, I guess. No. Did something go wrong? Inventory. Wait, didn't I? What is going on here? Oh, this is something new. It used to automatically select this, but for some reason now it doesn't, which is really weird. I've had that for a couple of times, so now it actually shows up. And it is set to, I'm not sure what happens when I set it to native size. Oh, it's actually okay. So this one should be like the not selected version, and this one should be the selected version. And as you can see, it has some artifacts near the edge, and that has to do with the tight packing here. You have to set that to full rect, I believe. No, that one also doesn't work. What was it? Where was that? Oh, no, wait. It was the clamp? Yeah, clamp. So this is how it wraps. I don't know. I think they changed something about how you use sprites. Never had these problems, never had to change these settings, but all of a sudden can work without them. So Derp Assassin asks if this is my main approach to UI when working in a studio. In parts, I guess. I'm never really in charge of making UI, only designing it. So I know that at the studio I work, we currently use Unity's new UI system, which I can't work with it. That's I'm just gonna be upfront. I hate it. I hate it. I absolutely dislike it. But yeah, we would use like similar techniques to this. I would perhaps put a little bit more effort into wireframing the UI first, so that we have like clickable prototypes of all the UI instead of making it and designing it on the fly. But yeah, basically pretty much doing it the same as this. Let me see if this works. Yeah, so it still has, or at least on this screen, scaling doesn't work, of course. Ah! Now I lost my mouse. Why did I have to say that you... So that it does have some artifacts near the top, which I think have to do with the scaling, but that, I believe, can be fixed by changing the filter mode, right? No, that's even worse. It wasn't the filter mode. Which one was it? This one. And otherwise, it doesn't really matter for now. It's not scaled. No, it's not scaled. No, it still has a sort of an artifact. I think what I could do, because I did scale it down a little bit, that perhaps I shouldn't do. Oh, no, wait. Top navigation, the buttons, the inventory button. I did scale it a little bit. Perhaps I shouldn't. Just set it to native size. Let's check if this is working. So there is actually a bug when I, yeah, see, so now the items or the artifacts are gone. The item selector is missing a corner. Yes, like the one up down here. That is because there are elements down here in the corner, and there also used to be in the other menu, but those aren't there anymore. So for the new design of this one, I actually have 4 corners. So we'll make the backpack a little bit smaller just in here. Perhaps that should be enough. And now you can just easily... I'm having my save menu on my other screen. Replace the icon, and now when you do have to set it back to its native size. It shrinks a bit. Now it should be the size that I want it to, and it actually shouldn't show the artifact. Now it has an artifact at the bottom, but you know, you can't have it all. Alright, so we actually have a new menu. Alright. I do find it rather annoying that when I skip the dialogue, or it looks like the menu is open in the background. Why would that be? Refill my cup. Some tea pouring ASMR here. No, I'm guessing you only hear the menu. See, and now the main menu is not open. So what? Perhaps it is a speed thing. I will look into that later. Let's first turn that second inventory screen into a proper parts showing screen. Inventory? No. Wait. Parts overview. Here it is. Yes, I've hide all these menus. That would be fine. Let's hide the pause menu, parts menu, quests log, inventory menu. Okay. So I do want to keep the selector. I also want to keep the info box. I actually, in my new design, I switched the colors around a bit. So let me check out the collection and the inventory. I'll switch that later. So I made the inventory all blue and made the parts menu the green. So it is actually now green. So we can actually keep it green. It does need like a new element down at the bottom, which we'll call percentage. This one we actually want to... So if you hold Control and Shift, it will anchor the layer at the bottom, but also move it there. Oh, but the parts menu is over there. Why is it not? Why is it not doing? Oh, wait. Sorry, you have to hold Alt Shift, not Control Shift. So I'll drag this out a bit. I will, from the info box. I know I should have named these better. This is the shade, so I'll take this one. And this way of making UI, well, that's perhaps not what I would normally do, but for now, this would be fine. And now it is actually a problem that I cannot see my second screen, but you know, we'll just wing it for a little bit. We'll widen it a bit more. so it stays in the corner, I guess. We'll call this one. And the reason I'm actually doing it with like just a straight up colored image for now is, even though it has some jagged edges, it will scale to basically any scale. And we'll add some text, which we'll call percentage text field. We'll set this one at the center. That part, I will give it the Walibi font. And all the Dutch people. Wait, where's my Walibi font? Where is it? Is it gone? Oh. I'll just use soup for now. For the wrenched logo, I'm actually using the Walibi font. And people from the Netherlands will know that Walibi is like a theme park here in the Netherlands, and they have a logo of which I'm using the font for my logo. This is not the font that I want. I do have it in here, right? Oh, wait. Why is it no longer in here? That is actually... Yeah, the Walibi font is actually free. Let me check. I have in my main menu, I created the save slots. I'm using this font. Which font is this? Wait. Main menu canvas, save slots, slot, percentage completed. Seymour 1. Oh, I'm using a different font for this one. All right. Now I need to go back. Doesn't it actually really matter? Let's work in the gauntlet. Perhaps that one loads a bit faster. All right. Hide all these again. Oh, so here I can see actually that I am a bit off on my background. Yes. Percentage. If I move it to the bottom corner, I can then move it over there. So I am using Seymour. All right. Yeah, and so for like the save slots as well, I made a separate text field for. That is something that I would like it if they would add that. Oh no, character. Like being able to have two different sizes in one, but I can't have it all. So we'll shoot a percentage up in this one. So we'll stick it at the end. It should actually be lined up properly. Let's line it up properly. Oh. Whoops. Does that look sort of like what I did here? I think so. All right. Okay. Now we have some buttons which we don't use. There are no buttons here. Then there are, oh yeah, so now I have to make new scripts for these as well. So what I'd like to do is make a separate element of these sort of slots and have them have their own script, which I could sort of delegate all things to, like which item they have, if they are occupied, like all the things. So I can just write a separate class for that UI element so that it can show whatever it needs to hold. We'll actually do that as well, because I have to do that anyway. But is this like, yeah, so this is like a grid layout, so we'll need only 12 of these, but we're going to make a new prefab of this. So we will have an empty slot, which is basically like a black square, which is fine in this case as well. And we have an occupied slot with an icon holder and an amount holder, which in this case we don't need. And so we'll also call this part holder, part UI. We'll just call it part UI. And we'll make a new class for this one. We can actually select it, right? Find reference in scene? No. Oh, wait. Oh, it does automatically. So we have menus right here. We'll create a new folder. Call it parts overview, because we're going to do parts overview in there as well. We'll make a new script and call it parts UI, which I think actually already exists. Does it? No, I guess it doesn't. Let's close everything else. Let's also, oh, I should call it parts slot UI. That might be just a bit better. Let's do that. Oh wait, I actually never used this, but you can rename this full right here, right? It does, no, it does not do that. It should like this, though. Let's see if everything went okay. Waiting, waiting, waiting. A lot of waiting, waiting. Yes, everything went okay. All right, so we'll also add this script to here. We can actually remove this one. And now we can just basically sort of copy things over. So it's not going to have, so it is, we're not going to do that tonight, I guess, but it is going to hold a part which will have an image the same as like an item has, or no. Why would I not make parts also items? Let's just do that. Let's just do that. And it has a filled slot. I don't need that because it, no wait, I do need that because it can be empty and it can be filled. So let's just copy this over. Alright, we are using TMP Pro. Oh, but that's for the amount text field, which we don't have. Oh. It does have an icon because it is an item, so we can just make parts for items. But we'll save those items. We'll make a special parts inventory for the player data to keep track of which items they have collected in the form which are parts. So I'll make like a separate list, and when you collect a part it will be shown here, but for now let's just keep it an item. Okay, so we will need this function, so we can call it start UI slot, and it gets an item. It does not get an amount because there's always only one. Update the amount. So the loaded item will be the item, so we know which item is in the slot. Yes, and we can empty it so that the filled slot is and the item is the icon. All right. Now we just have to hook this up. All right. So we have an occupied slot. We have an empty slot. We have a space for the icon. And the loaded item just can be 0 because that gets set by when we fill it up. Now I will also call this a slot. And we can, this is my scripts folder, right? Yes, so we'll go to the menus, create a new folder, parts over view, we'll create a new folder called prefabs, and we'll make a prefab out of this. Now you could actually, when you open the menu, also instantiate these slots, but I find it much easier to just sort of keep a list. Oh, in the case of the inventory menu, I just drag in the parent, and then I guess I loop through the parent and get all the UI elements from it. But I know that in the past I've also just made like dragged all of the UI elements into the list. That would be fine as well. All right, so we need 12 of these. Wow, that's slow. These are 12, right? 3, 6, 12. All right. We could actually make them a little bit bigger. I do want them centered. Why are they not centered? Upper left. All right, no. Upper left, middle center. What will happen? Ah, yeah, so that's nice. That's actually a pretty decent size. Might be a little bit too big, I guess. The selector is, of course, not that size. That would also then need to be 200 by 200. Yeah, and I need another corner, but for now I'll just use like this. It should be fine. All right, so we also have like this info box. Oh wait, I wanted these green, right? Let's do that as well. We could do that right away. We could do that in the prefab, which is completely humongous background. Right? Where's the... This is the icon. Where's the... Sometimes Unity does weird things. I know I'm just doing stuff wrong, but let's do it in here. Okay. I hate going back and forth every time. We'll edit it in place. Oh, wait. Oh, the inventory. The inventory was still showing. This way I can also color pick the color, I guess. I want it to be this one or the darker one. Which one did I use? The darker one. Yeah, that's better. Is it better? It looks good. It looks good. I sound very tired. Well, I've been working all day. I have 3 kids, a household to run, and making a game in the evening. So, you know, it's the end of the week. It's Friday. I'm also a bit of a mumbler. So I guess that also doesn't help. Okay. I'm actually curious to see what happens. No, everything will break because it cannot find any of this. So I will have to make a new script for that as well. Let's just do that and test it all at once. See if everything explodes. We'll call this one parts overview menu UI menu UI. Wait. Parts overview menu. I think I used UI in the other parts overview menu. No, you have to menu. No, that's okay. All right, so this menu has a couple of things, but I will just steal a lot of the code from the inventory menu, which actually has a lot of things I don't need, but I have an index selector. That is very good. I also need this, so I will need this. That is sort of the easy thing. I can just copy and paste a lot of things. And it doesn't actually need to do anything. I just want the selector to move right now. That's all I want. All right, so it's not item slots. Let's call this one part slots, and these are part slot UI. I was like, wait, what's wrong with that? Slot index, the selector, selected item. Let's also call this part, just for, we'll have a part name description, and we'll have a part description text field. This is the holder. All right. It's nice that I can actually, yeah, here. So here I get all the may select. I also need. So I have been struggling with the new input system to list. Oh, is that like a link thing? Yeah. My other co-workers have been pressing me to get like Visual Studio instead of Visual Studio Code, because that can automatically create all those things, but I like it simple. All right, so here I actually get like a list of all these 12 UI elements, so I can loop through them, I can select them, I can do things with them, I can fill them with items if I have them. I'm not going to program that right now. Let's just see if we can move the selector. I actually do need an update, which does selected part index. So one of the problems that I keep having with elements like this is if you switch screens, the selector actually sort of twitches across the screen, and when you select a different UI element, like you have like the second selected, you switch screen and switch back, then sort of the selector sometimes twitches. So I update that one every frame once the menu is open so that it doesn't do that, but I'm not really fond of that. Not fond of that solution. Transfer position, so it is actually the selected part index. Yeah, that is 0, so it takes the first element of that. All right. I'll actually do it again. Why? Items, let's know where to go. Oh, yeah, so I have to do it again because, yeah, well, I don't think I have to do that here? And play a sound. Yeah, and so I bind keys automatically. so I can use the controller. Drawing every. Yes. Yeah, so I need the select item function, which is a bit messy. This could definitely use some work. Oh, it's not called item index. You can do like a rename all, right? Rename symbol? I don't know. No. Refactor? No. Find all references. Oh no, let's not do that. Let's just, I'll do it by hand. That is fine. I am also missing the input system. Should I? Let's just copy this whole list because I'm going to use it all. Selected part index. Oh. I know I could definitely better show selected item. I actually don't want to do that yet. We're not going to do any functionality tonight. We're just going to make a start on it. Park slots, yes. So what this is doing is this whole function. I know I have like a lot of the grid size is not 9, but it is 12. Is it grid size 9 here? Oh wait, that's the length of the thing, right? So it's 6. This is don't copy this code. Don't. Control R twice to rename. Are you sure? Let me check it. Oh! Nope. I don't know what that did, but it didn't do what it was supposed to do. What is happening? All right, we're back. It's like falling for the just press Alt F4 and it will work. No, perhaps I guess in my bad VS Code. Yeah, no, I'm not using Visual Studio. Yeah. So that's why I'm missing a lot of the functionalities that one might expect from a proper what's it called again? Coding program. Anyhow, what this function does, it basically allows me to navigate with the stick. But I do need to move. I need only the move parts. I also don't know why it pastes this with an extra tab. It's so annoying. Parts over, view menu, on destroy, don't need these. I do need these. And I'm also just blatantly going to copy the open function. I'll remove everything that I don't need. Why? Do it like that. Open parts overview menu. So I could do this. What does this do? If it is 0 or it has nothing in it, oh, it's just a failsafe. All right, that is fine. It plays a little sound. I add those. Selected part index, right? I clear the part name text fields. So we don't actually have to draw the inventory, because draw inventory actually loops through the player's inventory and fills like the slots. So right, it loops through the list of all the UI elements, and then it calls like fill inventory slot, which is here the fill parts UI slot function, which we're not going to do right now, so we don't need that. The selector is actually going to select the first thing, and then we'll show the selected item, and show selected item. What does that do? Oh wait, it's over here. Oh yeah, so for the inventory menu that actually makes you use it, discard it, it shows the information and everything that you might need. So we're also not going to do that. We don't need to do that because I could actually make a function. It should be a private void show part info. That's, I guess, what I would call it right here. No, let's do it like this. We could call that right here after I selected those, like this. And here I could say show some info of the part, because that's all that we have to do. You cannot use items, you cannot do anything else. Move performed. This one's called select item. I should actually call this select part. That is nicer. Now, crazy testing time. On the parts overview menu, let's... Oh wait, did I remove my inventory menu? Oh, I'm such a dumbass. So I removed the script from the wrong menu. That's actually terrible. Because of course it didn't. No. Oh no. All right, let's dragging these new references. So it is actually this one. It is actually this selector. The info box. Wow, that is actually kind of stupid. So... Oh, I also renamed the wrong ones? No, wait. Am I that dumb? Oh. Oh. That is weird. That is weird. It has the same name, but different... Well, whatever. Let's see if this all still works. So we have to drag that one in. We have to drag that one in. The button. This is the discard button and the use button. Or do we need to actually drag in the... No, I think this should be fine. Selector 1. Should be okay. All right. Wow. Now I need to unlock it because otherwise I'll delete it again. So we have that one. We have the selector here, and we have the part name text field and the description. All right. Let's see what's gonna happen. All right. This isn't good. We have some errors. What are the errors? Game menu. Oh, wait. Of course. Of course. We need to also actually open the menu. So now when we open the parts menu, we actually have a parts overview menu, which we can open, but we open it with open, what's it called? Open parts overview menu, of course. And when we close it, we can actually say close parts menu. It would be rather cool if it worked. Like fairly. All right. And it actually works, but why do I have an extra selector? I guess I copied it, but this actually works. Control F2 to rename a variable. All right, we'll give that a try. If I need to rename something, Control F2. All right, I will remember. What was I gonna check? All right, I have two. It looks like two selectors and one that isn't moving at all, and that is indeed correct. I have two selectors. So the screen actually works. Now, one thing that we couldn't just copy over, and that I didn't forget, but the fact that the parts menu has an extra text field, which is the percentage. Text go percentage text field. When we start, we're just going to clear that. And just make it 0. Or let's make this work, because I actually have this data, which is in player data, which is a singleton. Let me see what I have called that. Kernel get not the game time. I forgot how I called it. Did I just call it percentage? Parts purchased? No. Is that the percentage? Let me see in my save files how I do that. Save game menu options. Oh no, wait, that's something entirely different. I have so many functions, or so many scripts. It's terrible. Is it in the main menu? Open the save slots. Is that in here? I think so. Where do I set the load new game? So these are the buttons. Selected save slot. How do I set the text? Load button. Load save game. Oh, here. So it's in the save slot. Reset. Ah, it's actually in the player prefs. All right, that's cool. That's cool. I could actually use this. I thought it was in my data. And why is it in my player prefs? Because the data isn't loaded yet, and well, oh, do I save that? Oh, do I know which save game you're in? Yes, I do. Because that gets set by... Wow, this is some deep dive into the depths of wrenched. Oh, it's private. Current save slot. I could make that just a public. And just return it. Let's get current save slot. Just return it like that. I could also make it a public, but I don't want to because I don't want that to get edited, because the current save slot is actually used when saving. It's pasted between the data path, so I definitely don't want to mess with that. But what I do want to player data instance current save slot. And why does that not? Does that not work? You cannot explicitly convert an int to a string, but you don't have to, right? Oh, wait. Wait, but I don't use toString here, but it's... This is also an integer. That is weird. Oh, wait, but it's a percentage is not. Now I get it. So I want to do all this toString, because this is an integer. Okay. We should be able to test this. It does that only on start. Wait, that's because then we cannot test it. It also needs to do that on open. Because if something has changed in the meanwhile, then we also want to reflect those changes in the menu. Because now we can actually test it. I did at one point have an infinite money glitch. I could actually just... Does this work? Actually not really sure if it takes this. Yes, it does actually. Oh wait. So I can just craft a couple of parts. And now... Oh wait. I forgot to drag in the reference. Well, then it is not going to work, because it wants to fill up the percentage text field, but it doesn't know what the percentage text field is. That's lame. But I'm glad to see that this actually worked. So now it is actually already at 32%, because... Does that make sense? Yes, because it says that I have... No. I do not have any parts purchased. That is actually weird. Oh. So it doesn't... Oh. I know what happens. So it actually loads actual data, which is in my save file, which it clears because I'm sort of in debug mode. But my player preferences don't get cleared. So it was still over there on a different number. So this actually seems to work. And if you're confused by why this works, circle back to the beginning. This is also like the progress with the parts, but also the upgrades. And we have now sort of made a separate menu for the parts. So if you would have collected 4 parts instead of crafted them, as the case is now, then you would see 4 parts right here. And it would say that you're 32% into the game. So that actually works. That is pretty nice. And this also still works. This also still works. This also still works. So this still works, but we're gonna change. We might actually make a start on that. And now the percentage is 40. Nice. All right. That is actually better than expected. Yes. Nice. Okay. Let's change the colors of this screen real quick, because that's like an easy fix. Easy fix. Nothing is an easy fix, just know that. This should be relatively easy. Not hide the inventory. All right. Do I have like... Can I, if I move Photoshop to the second layer, or my second screen, sorry, if I would select this one, can I color pick over here? I actually can. That is amazing. I have never tried that, but that is good to know. That's actually really easy. Oh, wait. I don't have like the separate bar underneath, but it is usually a lighter color. That was surprisingly easy. All right. I also... All right, let's start. Let's just make a small start on the UI right here. So we'll need the skills menu. So this, I would really like it if it was like a 3D model of the wrench sword, like spinning around or bobbing a bit. Could do that with like a render texture and an extra camera in the scene. It should be doable. So what actually is a problem that I'm seeing right now? Which I have to think about. I'm not going to tackle that on stream right now, but so if the way I'm doing selecting right now is I'm just simply navigating through a list, right? And once you get to like 6, no, what is it? Yeah, it's 6. It will select this one because it just goes down the list. No, that is actually fine. If the list is still... Because I was thinking, because there's like a gap here, or because if there's something right here, but they're always inside of a grid, right? So what my selection does, no, it should be fine. So it actually looks for the first element in the list, and it puts the selector around the first element in the list, and then when you move the stick, like on your controller or on your keyboard, it actually moves the selector to the second item in the list. So this should just be like the 5th item in the list. So it will skip from this one to this one just fine. And when you move it down, it will move to this one. But when you're here and you move it up, that might actually give a problem. Because the way I do that now is I subtract like 6 from it, right? Because that is the grid size in this case, or the grid length, I guess. Because if you have this item selected and you subtract 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you select this item. So if you are here and you move up, you will actually select this item. That is terribly unfortunate. And actually, if you are on this one, you press up, you will select this one. And if you have this one selected, everything will break. Because this is actually the sixth element, not the 5th element. That's this. It's the 6th element. Ooh, that might actually be problematic. I'm not really sure yet how I'm going to fix that. So like Unity's built-in UI input system, it has sort of automatic selection, but I cannot use it because I want to use my selector and I need to know which element is selected, and otherwise I have to do all sorts of crazy stuff with events. So what I could do is add like an empty element. I don't know. I think I gotta think about this because I do like the fact, and this is just like a super quick thrown together sketch, right? But it shows the idea, and I do like the fact that some upgrades are only reachable by extending certain paths. Like I could really see like this not being here or something like that, so that you would have to like go this route to get like this upgrade, and then if you want to have this one you have to go over here like this. I do like that because you can sort of put like super strong upgrades right here and right here. And this one you could actually get like within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like these could be like sort of end game upgrades, right? But if you not want to do like the full grid, but you want to go here, so I might imagine that like the grapple hook is somewhere like here or something. And like the EMP stun blast might be like here, and here might be like a super improved EMP, like also deal damage to enemies, stun blast, something like that, right? So you can have all sorts of things, and you can also like alter Carly's speed, or perhaps even her invulnerability time, stuff like that. Like all sorts of cool upgrades can be done here. But the selection is gonna be it's gonna be somewhat of a problem, because I actually don't. What I think I'll do is I'll just add like an empty slot right here, which is automatically skipped. So if you move your selection onto an empty one, it will sort of oh wait, because then if you move horizontally you would have to skip over it, but if you move up and down you shouldn't move, because I do not want to select this one if I move up. I would think, alright, you cannot move, but if I'm from here to here, or you would have to follow the path. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? So what I could do is I could always, so imagine you're going to select in this menu. Let me grab the selector. Where is it? Where is the selector? Here's the selector. So let's say you're going to scroll through this menu, right? And you're pressing like right, pressing right. What would happen if you press right again? So I could like skip over. I could like skip over this empty seat and select empty slot and select this one, or I could say that you press right, and when you press right, nothing happens, but you have to go down and right, and up. So you can only stick to the grid. That might actually be rather easier to do. But what would happen? Because in that case, I could say when you hit an empty slot with your selector, or you want to move towards an empty slot, it just doesn't. So when you're here and you move up, we can subtract 6 because that is fine. When we're here, we subtract 6. Oh, it would be an empty one, so you don't move at all. I think that would be the way to go. Yeah. This is always... These are the things. So, at this point, I need to stop talking with my hands in front of my mouth. At this point. So at this point, it is exactly the same as the inventory screen was, right? So it's the parts menu, which we will call now the tech tree menu, because I kind of like the name, tech tree. So yeah, I basically have these set up, and these go into a list in this case. So in this case I don't get like the parent and loop through it, but I just dragged in all the buttons. These get into this list, and the selector just goes through them one by one, and when it selects this one, it puts the selector right on this game object and puts it right here. And this works the same as we just did with the parts overview menu. So this has a script attached to it, which has everything that it needs to know, from price to if it has been bought, which part is it, because it also has like a part, because I have a scriptable object for a part, which I'm going to scrap because I'm going to just make it an item, which will definitely need some finagling in the save data, but that is fine. But for now, let's just update. What I could do is so I'm thinking about what I can do reasonably on stream for now, because I don't want to do all of this work right here at this moment, because that would be also, I guess, even more boring to watch. I don't know if this is boring to watch. I watch a lot of dev streams, and I like it just when people are just programming and doing stuff. I like that. But it's also a bit, I need to be super focused, and I don't think I can talk through that. And I'm also thinking I don't want to break everything as much as I'm doing right now, because I have to also rewrite this script. Because so that now I'm running into the problem of the fact that I consolidated the two systems, right? So I have the upgrade system at one point, and I have the parts system, which provide the progress within the game on the other part, but I married them together, and now I actually have to split them up again, but they are very much intertwined into each other. So the upgrades are linked as well to the parts. So a part I can actually show that, I think. So when I go into like the part scriptable object, it has, well, these things are names. They are Unity's built-in localization system. And they are merged with the upgrade, but I basically need to remove this whole portion, but then everything breaks because these things, that's the weird thing. So the part actually holds the cost and if you have crafted it or not, and then there's pasted on to it the upgrade, which is sort of a bonus as it was right now, but I need to merge that into one system. Perhaps we should just, and I do have to think about how I am going to do that, because you're just gonna craft it. No, that is fine. I could just rename parts to upgrades and remove all those things. By the way, Vinchuka asks of breaking everything how I back up my Unity project. So I use Git. I have Git Kraken installed right here, but I think it's on my work profile, so I won't open it. Won't do that on stream. So yeah, I use Git to basically push everything that I've done and changed. So when I close off the stream in, I think, around 20 minutes or something like that, I will actually go into Git Kraken and push my changes, make nice commit messages, or not. And then every once in a while I have an external hard drive, and I just basically one-on-one copy my project to that hard drive. So there's always like, I haven't actually done that in quite a while. So I think my last backup was from, well, that we can actually check that. I'll drag my Explorer to a different window. Sorry guys. So it's actually here in folder backups. So this is actually a while ago that I did that. I should do that again, because the last one was in 2022, the 24/10. So 24th of October. Ooh, there's been a lot of changes. I will do that tomorrow, straight away. But that's just a precaution, right? So I have like a GitLab account, which holds my project, which, you know, sort of gets backed up in that way. But I also always like to be sort of on the precautionary side if things go wrong. So I also have like a manual backup. But I do version everything. I don't think, strangely enough, I don't think I actually ever needed to go back in time and use Git. I know at my regular job we all the time have merges and go back and need to cherry pick commits. Cherry pick, I like that. And swap things and do merges and all that stuff, and go back in time because things got messed up. But I don't think I actually at any point in this project yet had to rely on a backup. I did though once, because I rewrote a system, or I took out a system. Which was it again? Oh yeah, with the follow particles. I took out like the follow particles, follow materials for like dropping physics bolts, but there was like a lot of feedback from you guys saying that it wasn't really clear when you picked up the material anymore. And so I went back in time and stole the script back. So I also make just a zip and put it on a separate drive, but I also have like a Git. And Git, you also have like free GitLab accounts, which also work pretty well. If you don't do like a lot of branching. I won't get into the details of Git. I don't understand half of it myself. And if you don't sort of do all sorts of crazy stuff, it is actually pretty doable. So Frost asks if I work in a game studio, and I actually do. I have been for well over 15 years. Actually met my wife there. It's I always say it's a small, serious game studio in the Netherlands, but we're not really small anymore. So I have I make games by day and also by night, I guess. So yeah. 15 years already. Okay. I think I will leave it at this, and perhaps in the next stream we'll cover reworking this. For now, let me just play the game a little bit. Let's see if I can play some waves. I hope this still works. It should be. Just for the fun of it, let me have some battles. Yeah, so like this bug. I don't like this bug. You guys hear this, right? So the menu is open right now, and it also gives an error. Could it be started because the pause menu is active? But I'm not really sure why the pause menu is active. I am really glad though that it works. That is actually really nice. I do still have to grapple. All right. Let me actually try. Oh wait, but now you can't see which wave I am. So I do need to fix that at some point. Why is the pause menu active? That is really weird. See, and now it doesn't happen. I don't know why things are happening. See, now it says wave 1. Oh no! There goes my reward! No! Get back! Ah, the grapple hook actually saved me. Nope. 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 Oh, I also altered the explosions a bit. So the boom boxes now have like a small explosion, but the bigger enemies have a bigger explosion. Ah. Oh no. Oh, that was dumb. I need to play a bit more cautious since I am at wave 7 and wait, why was I not hitting that enemy? So what I've done for now for the gauntlet mode is I gave all the enemies like weight, and it always tries to fill it with a number of points based on the wave. So I think like the wave number times 2. Oh no. And so like a boombot is 1 point, and like a monitor it is like 4 points. So when it is at wave, I don't know, which wave are we? Wave 10. Oh wait, you can't really see it. So we have like 1 money turret, which is like 3 points. Then we have 2 burst balls, which are 2 points, I believe. So that's like 3, 5, 7. And then we had 3 boom bots, which were 1 point, so that makes 10, right? So now next time we go to wave 11, so then we'll still have 1 money turret, 2 burst balls, and 4. No, it always, yeah, 4, and then the next wave will have 3 burst balls instead of 2. Oh! Oh no! Wave 11. Alright. One more time. Let's see if I can because I was in pause. Let's do like gamer mode. Oh. Did I get like 2 crates? Oh no. No, 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 no. I do want my rewards. I don't really like the sound of them shooting. I wanted to have some sort of radio static because it's like a boombox, right? Ooh, they are randomly placed at this point, but they were really grouped together. Nope. So pulling the monitor towards you is actually really good because then it can't shoot. So it will always walk away and it will try and find like a set distance from you, just like the burst ball. Ah! No. Ooh, so wave 10 again. The sound of their feet are a bit loud, but... Ah! No, 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 no. Alright. So that's 1 wave, no, 2 waves up. Get over here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh! I was careless on that one. Definitely. So for the gauntlet, I still have to make like an end screen because I think I was at wave 13, right? I don't even know. I like it. Alright, everyone. I'm going to... We have a lot of errors. Oh, those have to do with respawning enemies. I think I'm going to call it here. I'd like to thank you all very much for hanging out again with me on this stream. Thank you for being here. I will do another stream next week, finishing up this sort of revamp, and perhaps we'll do a little gaming then as well. So I bid you all a very, very good night, and thank you all for watching.